It's been a tough year for businesses around the world, coping with everything the COVID-19 pandemic has thrown at them. For many employees, though, it's been a time of reflection, innovation and creativity. Legendary comedian, actor and writer John Cleese, currently here in Dubai, sees some opportunity in adversity. John, great to have you with us in the studio.
Lovely to be here.
So how do you think the pandemic has affected the showbiz industry? Has it been quite sort of catastrophic?
Yes, it has. I mean, this year I had 4 tours, 2 in America and 2 in Europe, a big film in Canada, and a medium-sized film also in Canada, and they're all cancelled along with all the stage appearances that I was going to do. So you just have to improvise a little bit. And I was talking to Brian Adams about 3 weeks ago when I was on holiday in Mustique, and we agreed that the motto at the moment was all crumbs gratefully received. So I said to my dear wife, I've got to try and find something to do. And she said, why not go to Dubai and talk to that lovely guy Ian Fairservice with a Motivate media group or something like that. So I had a word with him. He said, yeah, come on out. So I'm looking around to see what they want me to do. And as I say, chauffeuring, I'm not a bad driver.
Now, John, you've said many times that you like an audience that is full of lots of business people. So, I mean, why is that? I mean, and how do you break down the mathematical shield that business people put up in front of them?
Well, you see, when I talk to business people, I talk to them about business subjects because I've co-written a couple of books on psychology. I had a company that used to make management training videos. So I'm very interested in business. I'm terrible about finance because I'm just not interested. But I'm very interested in how you get people working together. So when I talk to business groups, I talk to them about subjects that are somewhere between psychology and management. Things like having the right appropriate attitude to mistakes, for example, or creativity.
Now, how do you remember things that you want to, let's say, put in your book? You just published a book last month on creativity. How do you remember things? Do you write things down? Do you give voice memos to yourself?
Well, it's interesting. I think if I'm talking about creativity, I have been studying it for so many years. It was a big surprise at Cambridge University to discover in the Footlights Club, that was an entertainment club, that I could write things that would make people laugh. Nobody at school ever told me that I was creative, and one of my purposes in producing this little book, which incidentally can be read in an hour, and that's deliberate because I want 14-year-olds to read it. You can explain to people how you can simply have better ideas on how to do things better. And there are certain very simple things, but there were no books when I started studying it. There were bits of research that nobody knew about, but I boiled it down to the very basic things, which is you have to be able to play. And a lot of us, as we grow up, can't play because the educational system doesn't encourage it. The educational system basically says, is this right or wrong? Not much area in the middle for playing. And also, when kids play, well, you don't have to teach them how to play, and you don't say to them, hey, you're not playing right. You know, they know how to play because the parents are minding the shop. And if you get older, you have to mind the shop, so you have to figure out how to play when you have all those adult responsibilities.
Now, you're here in Dubai at the moment. Does this mean that we're going to see more of John Cleese in Dubai?
Yes, I hope so.
And how are you going to integrate that with what you're doing
I don't
with
know.
creativity?
I trust Ian Fairservice is one of the nicest and kindest men I've ever met to come up with something to amuse me, which might be entertainment or might be, I mean, maybe, as I say, I'll have dinner with people or something like that.
But, John, is there anywhere in the world you can go where you don't get recognised?
Oh, yes, Southern Europe. It's very strange. The BBC comedy shows always do very well in Northern Europe. That is to say, Scandinavia and Belgium and the German-speaking countries. But in Italy and Spain, nobody knows who I am, which actually can be very refreshing.
We'll leave it there. But John Cleese, really appreciate you coming in tonight.
Lovely. Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you very much.